Back now to our top story and that New Year's Day terror attack in New Orleans. The National Guard is now on the scene, along with local investigators and the FBI. Joining me now is Felipe Rodriguez. He's a former NYPD Detective Sergeant and an adjunct professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice. Felipe, thank you so much for joining us. First off, what's the latest you're hearing about the case?
Well, we're seeing now the case is expanding. Evidence has been recovered at the scene with the additional improvised explosive devices show that, he did have accomplices. Now it's going to be a forensics chase and a quick investigation. We need to try to get those other individuals before maybe they're planning some other sort of terrorist incident. And now with what happened in Las Vegas, we see that things are going, there's multiple connections here, both for in the military. There's a lot of different pieces to this puzzle that we're going to have to try to get put into place very quickly. And
speaking of that, the FBI is now the lead on this investigation. In your experience, do investigations like this become more complicated when the FBI takes over?
It doesn't. We're used to working hand in hand. NYPD, we have Joint Terrorist Task Force. We have individuals that are stationed throughout the entire country, assigned to the Intelligence Division, to make sure that we get real-time information when it has to do with any sort of terrorist-related incidents that might occur. We're used to working with them. They have the resources, and they have some level of expertise that we're definitely going to need as a local agency.
Now, no police department in the world possibly has more experience dealing with protecting a city from terror than the NYPD. So talk to us about security preparations for big events like New Year's Eve. What happens when something slips through the cracks?
This could happen to any agency. As we see in New Orleans, they had some issue with the Ballards and some sort of protection that was kind of missing. And for NYPD, we do this well in advance. It's almost as soon as New Year's Eve goes down, we have a debriefing. And then from there, we already start looking at how to make things safer for the following year. And we consult constantly with, our federal and local law enforcement agencies. And we actually bring in even recruits from the academy. We assign them to large-scale incidents like we did for New Year's Eve this year. So it's a complex thing, and it takes, months and months of planning.
You mentioned the Ballards. I want to ask about that. Critics have focused a lot on those protective Ballards. Now, look, in this case in New Orleans, there were police cruisers parked in places where the Ballards were not installed yet, and the attacker drove around them. So what do you make of this debate? What do you think we should be discussing when we talk about protecting places like this?
Well, you kind of have to start from scratch. Ballards are just like big, giant pieces of concrete or metal barriers, and they do stop a vehicle from impacting or going into certain areas. In New York City, we actually use giant pieces of just blocks of concrete. So there's many different ways that, you could try to prevent the vehicle from jumping on the sidewalk. What we have now is the fact that they used a block of vehicle, and it looks like it wasn't completely covering the area. What happened in New Orleans, the vehicle was able to go around it. They're saying that the checkpoints, the barriers, the metal barricades at the time were out for service. So once again, we have to think outside the box, and maybe they should have implemented either an additional vehicle or attempted to use these giant concrete cinder blocks like we use in New York.
Do we need to start looking at putting Ballards on sidewalks now?
Ballards, like I said, they do stop vehicles. I'm a bigger fan of giant planters. You'll see some of the buildings in New York City, the planters are put into place. And it's twofold, which a lot of people don't realize. One, it stops the vehicle from going onto the sidewalk and possibly injuring people. And it also dissipates the force of an explosion if one were to take place. So, yeah, we are going to have to analyze and look at either large-scale events that we have or venues that might be, under some sort of terrorist threat. Any Trump-related building at this time I would consider a high risk. So we do have to assess everything on a daily basis.
All right, Felipe Rodriguez, thanks so much for joining us. I want to bring in CBS News Homeland Security and Justice reporter Nicole Sganga for more on the investigation in New Orleans. Now, the Sugar Bowl was postponed until today after yesterday's attack. How prepared are city officials to host big events moving forward? We're talking about the Super Bowl. We're talking about Mardi Gras. Are they ready for that?
Yeah, the Super Bowl, Mardi Gras, Jazz Fest, and you heard the chief of police of New Orleans today saying that the city, as we speak, is hardening some of its softer targets. They have 400 officers on the ground on top of course, FBI, which is lead for the investigation. The governor announcing just yesterday that in addition, he has called on a military police company, an additional 100 officers there, plus issued that emergency declaration for the state, which allows, state law enforcement and federal law enforcement really to descend upon the city in the weeks and days leading up to the Super Bowl, leading up to Mardi Gras. We should note, you were talking just there with Felipe Rodriguez about some of the Ballards. There was a street security project that had been underway ahead of the Super Bowl in order to help enhance some of the security there. Some of the Ballards that had been installed in previous years under Mayor Landrieu, they were malfunctioning routinely, and there had been public works memos in the city sort of flagging this. And so we're told that that construction project to place new protective security barriers will be completed by the time of the Super Bowl. One more thing here, we should note that the Super Bowl is always what's called a national special security event. That is the highest level of protection that the federal government provides. Homeland Security Investigations, which is an agency under the Department of Homeland Security, is lead here, and they will have hundreds of officers. Really, there will be thousands of officers there in total, because the FBI, CBP, the U.S. Secret Service will also be there, along with state police and law enforcement, from across the country that helps out. This is an event similar to the inauguration, which we are also expected to see later this month. But of course, all of these events not happening in a vacuum. Law enforcement on high alert and disseminating new information, nationwide, so that other cities around the country can also prepare for their big events too.
All right, Nicole Sganga, thanks so much for joining us.